We're live. I'm live with Jenny Lee. Jenny Lee the Seer. Jenny. So today was quite a very sad and devastating day. Because of what happened to Charlie Kirk. And again, there's pretty much the snuff film, that poor Ukrainian girl who was killed on the subway or the train.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on right now. So let's start with what are you seeing at this point?
Okay, so first I'm going to get everybody to pull back a little bit because I want to remind everybody distractions, first of all.
Okay.
Why? Okay, so you have, it's not just that. You look at France, you look at Ireland, they're all standing up, they're all going against. Texas is having issues too. I mean, it was all going to come down to a certain presence that's happening. So now this is where we're at the verge of the money complete collapse they're going to show publicly. So you want to look at things, but you want to look around things also, why this is happening. Why? So the whole thing is, don't get into the fear process, get into why. What's happening? What are we dismantling? What's provoking people in the way that they're provoking? Now, the whole system out there for, which has been flared up on the sex change left-wing process where they're going around killing people and all this stuff. So that's been up in a flare situation. Okay, it's been flared up. So I'm having a hard time accepting that with that going on, and the way he presents information, that he wasn't guarded better. I am not accepting that. Like I'm not accepting. I'm not accepting. Like I wouldn't accept the same way that Trump got hit in the ear. I don't like is the video of the way it looks staged, and I don't like that. And I'm going to say this because you guys, listen. Look at the details of information. Why was this presented now? You understand how many times he's provoked people, said things, and pushed everything out. And I'm like, so I would think with what's going on, there would be higher security, not an open range like that, because you got to know, especially with the gun activation stuff that he talks about, we would be in an advanced situation. I think there's something else going on. And I always say, wait a couple days. Don't jump on the bandwagon on this stuff.
What do you mean don't jump on the bandwagon of like...
Don't give an opinion on it yet.
Okay.
Wait till it settles down. Because, again, it's always the cameras. Nothing is close, right? Nothing got close to the situation. It's always at a distance. And some of us know how blood flows, how it looks, and all this stuff. So I'm like, we know that a lot of things have been staged to a certain degree. I'm not saying that this is that. I'm saying you've got a lot of activity moving up to one event. Why is this happening now?
Why is this happening now, Jen?
Because we're at that point. We're on the verge of everything. But also when I did a spiritual channeling, they said, we are going to take as many as we can with us. If we're going down, we're taking as many as we can with us. You see Rosie O'Donnell pushing it. You know what I'm saying? They're pushing all this. They're pushing blood. They're pushing dismantling. They're pushing, okay, we have nothing left to lose. Let's take them all down. So what this is, like I said, all it is one word from Trump. Stand up. And you're going to see the real army that's behind everything. So what I think is this moving this to a layer that we are going to defend ourselves in a different way. Awakening, because the whole world is waking up across the board. I want you to go look at France too. They're all waking up.
Right.
They're done.
So Jen, I know what you mean, but for some people who are just watching what do you mean waking up to the cabal, waking up to
Look, the whole, there's an energy that people are, they're at their wits end on things with their countries, with the whole system, and they have recognized the whole deep state process. They're done. So now there's no one there to stop them anymore. Okay, because it all had to, that was the one thing that the cabal didn't. They'll beat us in numbers. They knew if we outnumber them, and we will beat them in numbers, and that was the one thing. So, right. So what's happening right now? Go look in France. Go look in these other companies. Go look in
England,
England, Germany. They're standing up. They're in crowds. Okay, I'm telling you, it's coming to a certain process of reality. When that happens, then what I think is the TVs go down. So
are you talking about the media shutting down, the blackout that we've been hearing about?
That, but also the XRP is getting close. That's what I feel. That I feel this tension moving up towards a direction because it's about to go. The golden age is about to ring in. I already feel everything's done. I already told you we have backup accounts that are behind our accounts that are ditto accounts. So what I think has happened now is we're at the verge. So, and they said at the end, this is where I told you guys, pay attention because they're going to rise up. They don't want this. That means the whole control process is done. So you better get a thick skin because the buckets that you're going to need as they hit the pavement are going to come. All this stuff is surfacing now. But I think, like I said, the whole aspect of what was going on with all the gun violence and everything like that in the schools and everything, and something happened down in Texas today too. So the whole process is for him to be vulnerable in front of a stage like that. I'm not buying that. That's not hitting with me because I know the way security is and how they would protect him with stuff going on. Even his family would be like, listen, you need to be careful. All this stuff. I'm not buying it. I want to, and that's the whole thing. I need to see different footage to, just like it did. Everybody assumed when Trump was shot that, it was legit. And I'm like, that crowd is not responding the way they should for something like that happening. That's not the way.
So Jenny, so people are asking a lot of questions here. Some people are asking if you think it was staged. Do you think it was staged?
I want to wait in 2 days.
Okay. Some people are saying.
So I'm in the middle on this because usually it's 2 days after you'll start to see a different shift and change on things. What's really the agenda. And so there's something saying just sit on this for a minute. Because so I'm not buying into it, but I'm not saying it's one way, but it's sitting on me. So I'm not jumping to a rash conclusion on this and when you do that, you're observing from a distance, paying attention, but you're not assuming what things are.
I think that, I agree with that. For the life of me, I cannot understand how he wasn't more protected. And why was there no glass, whatever it is? Why was there no glass in front of him?
Right.
And especially since we know what Trump has been through. 2 assassination attempts. And
all the countries are up in arms right now, what we're going through. And because he's he's all about the guns and protecting the land. And I'm just telling you, he would be a clear target to go after right now, because this is the thing. I'm sure these people have thought about what he's doing and these dates and all that stuff. And this is the thing. When I hear those shots that they talk about, that sounds professional, not somebody in the crowd. It sounds like a professional target. So what I'm saying is I want to see more information.
Well, I agree with that. To me, he was over the target. So, he was ripe for something like this to happen.
Right. So, and that's the whole process of this. On leaving yourself vulnerable because you're looking at a crowd and you are provoking a crowd that is not happy with you being there. So in the what's going on right now, where our world is at, the stage that it's at, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that he was that stupid.
Well, I really, to me, the whole,
because the first thing they do is they throw an old man in the crowd and say, this is just, this guy's involved or whatever. I'm not buying that either. The last time with Trump, they had some guy that was on the roof that you can't, for actual Trump to be in the area, they go from windows, they go from buildings, they look and observe around 3-4 blocks. Okay. There's no way that with that other situation, that's bullshit.
I mean, the thing I'm hearing about Charlie Kirk is that he didn't think he needed safety glass or thick plastic when he was speaking. I guess he thought he wasn't vulnerable. This is from people like, I'm looking at this chat right now, who know him and knew his family. So,
right.
I mean, but that doesn't really compute.
That doesn't reside with me because as a human being in the situation you put yourself in, you want to cover, there's risk, especially right now. So yes. I'm not saying that you wouldn't be guarded. You would be guarded until everybody is down that needs to be down. Everybody is dismantled that needs to be dismantled. This would be, he would leave himself as an open duck.
I agree. I mean, look at the way that somebody like Bobby Kennedy is being attacked in the media by his own family, by every single mainstream media outlet. They are really out for blood. And it's not just like disagreeing with him. There's outright hatred and venom. I was looking today on Facebook and I couldn't believe the posts I was seeing. Somebody said, okay, that they couldn't understand. Well, they wanted to know why somebody would want to kill him. He said executions should be made public. In fact,
he has said some pretty risky stuff. Okay,
he did. But this person said what was the last point? His was fast and public, and he didn't have small children who will now be able to watch it, and they were happy about that. I mean, here's the other thing. Is this who we are as a people, that we're gleeful when somebody is assassinated just because you don't agree with them? I mean, that's to me is great tragedy.
This is the part where I think we're dismantling the whole government because we're going to a whole new process that both sides of the party are being dismantled. And that because it has to do with corruption on both sides. Now it's going to get dismantled. Now it's going to be seen for what it is. The judges are going to be seen for what it is. The lawyers are going to be seen for what it is. All the ones that paid to play the game are going to pay with their soul. That's the whole thing. And so you're seeing the stage, an act of war in a different way, but you have to surface the evidence. They have to start seeing. They have to get attention to get them to look at certain things. How many of these processes that we've been in, that we've seen people die, that there's a big red flag on how this whole process has happened? Come on, guys. We've been down this road. We've been down this road several times. In the situation, we get sucked into what they want to edit and what they want to put up there. Why? So we're, with all the cameras up there, right? Everybody has cell phones. Where's all the footage up there? Again, it's not making sense, but I don't want, as you watch how that crowd is running.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm not buying. I'm like, no, this doesn't look right. They don't go in one way. They scatter for shelter. Because I'd be thinking, if I was in that crowd, I'd be thinking there's another shot's going to come. I'm going to look above because I'm thinking it's going to, the way it's set up. And they're just running in one direction. You're shooting duck.
I mean, there are a lot of questions. I can't understand though why they haven't apprehended somebody. But then thinking about what happened with the two assassination attempts with Trump and how nothing was really resolved there. I mean, really, there's no real clear answers about what happened, why it happened, who was behind it. I mean, there's Tulsi Gabbard saying one thing, and I believe her. I mean, and then also the idea of, or the very real possibility. I mean, I know we're not jumping to conclusions now, but the very real possibility that this was a 3-letter agency operation. Duh. Right?
Right.
I mean, because.
But this is the thing. If you wanted to trigger a war, hitting a guy like someone like that is going to trigger the war.
Well, that's my next question was this to trigger a war?
I think it is. And I think they're not going to like the results they're going to get from it. Because I'm telling you, it's just a couple of those patriots they got to hit, and then it's going to be done. It's going to rise up. And that's why I'm telling you, Trump has warned them and told them. All it does is take one word, and he'll tell them, rise up. And you will see stuff you'll never thought you would see, ever. And the whole process of this, the small towns are going to have to rise up and take responsibility of what they need to do as citizens. It's going to happen. And all over. And this is why you see the military in New York. You're seeing them in Chicago. I saw that, the gangs were threatening the military. It's just like, you have no idea what the states can do. And I'm talking about the United States for the military. All they have is guns. Okay. But I'm telling you, what they have at night, you can't compete. So I said, watch the cartel, how they take down the cartel. You're not hearing about the cartel anymore. I wonder why. That was last week's charade.
Yeah, that was last week.
That was last week's charade.
That was last week.
Chicago, paying attention.
Hello, Jen? Did we just lose picture? Did we just lose? Jen, are you there? Uh-oh, and we have a frozen situation. Can you guys hear us? Okay, there you are. Okay, we froze for a minute. Okay, you're back.
I'm back.
So
okay,
so what I think
the mayor is having issues letting the military in and doing their job. And the citizens are like, let them in.
What mayor? Because we froze, Jen. What mayor?
Oh, one of what is it? Chicago. Right?
Okay.
I think, yeah.
So Jenny's back, you guys. Okay, they said we just lost Jenny. Jenny's back, thank God. Okay, Jenny, we're talking about the mayor of Chicago, and
so so the whole process is he doesn't want the military in there, right? And the citizens like, yes, we want him in there, and there's been an uproar about that, and of course he doesn't, because I'm sure he's involved in all the crap. So once they're in, they're going to find everything. We know what they're doing. They're cleaning out the guns in that area. That's what that is. So everybody's protecting it again. So you got to look at, they haven't been in this area to clean up the dumps. Now they're in there.
The dumps, the deep underground military bases. Okay.
Yes.
So you think the real reason the military is going in is to clean up the dumps in all these cities? Well, if they go into New York, they're going to have to clean out the dump underneath the United Nations and the Statue of Liberty.
And lock the buildings up. Yes, that's true.
Because those are the two most evil.
The 17 cities, they're starting to do it. They're in the cities. So they're starting with the New York, Washington, and Illinois. Come on. Those are some big ones. So
you know what? Just on some level, I'm like, well, yeah, let's go in there and let's open up the dumps and let's rescue the children. I mean, that should be priority number one, as always, rescue the children, right? But then on the other hand, and no, there is no other hand regarding the children. I really hope we don't have a full-on civil war. I really wish that we could see the light within each of us, and instead of focusing on what divides us, see what unites us, and fight the real enemy, which is the cabal. And enough of this divide and conquer humanity master plan and the brainwashing, because again, I think this hit on Charlie Kirk, this assassination, was again one of the what operation? It's a CIA operation. I forget what it's called, but it is. But that's what they do. So I mean,
how are you going to view this? How are you going to look at this? How are you going to step behind a plate glass and look at it? Because you're panicked now on this. There's layers of stuff that's coming that's going to be.
I don't think we should panic on this. I think we should try and be level-headed and come to like Charlie Kirk. He was the one. He was a proponent of dialogue and people talking and trying to focus on what united us and how we could repair the divide. And that's something that Bobby Kennedy keeps talking about, heal the divide. Yes, it is MK Ultra. You're right. Yeah, the division is like, this division is going to kill us if we don't repair it. And I really hope we do. I really hope we don't have a civil war. I mean, what do you think? What do you think?
Okay, that's a 3D civil war is not going to happen. 3D is not going to happen. Here we go. Okay, what was happening last week? They wanted you distraction on the ships that are coming. They're in. Right. Where's all that? Where's all that? Where's that distraction now? Are they occupying your time right now because something's coming in that they don't want you to pay attention to?
It's gone already. I forgot about that storyline.
Yeah, right?
Right.
That's the whole thing. And it just irritates me because it's like, oh, I mean, guys, look at, we've been distracted by this whole situation. The whole thing is playing out. Why? Because they don't want us to see anything at all.
So what is it that they don't want us to see?
Look above. Keep saying, look above. Now our focus is down on the ground, but we should be looking outside. Be looking outside today. Paying attention. What's going on outside? So that's the whole thing. I mean, here we are again in this process of where is our attention. The last week we're supposed to be paying attention to these ships that are supposed to be coming in, and they were all into that, and all of a sudden it shifted, right?
Right.
So that's to be like, go back, pay attention in the sky, what's going on. They got you paying attention on your screen. They got you paying attention what's going on a street level. Get it. But what's really going on? So you better be paying attention to the sky right now and the ocean. Because there was like, I think it was 84 volcanoes that were going off yesterday. 84? Guys.
Really? I didn't know about that, Jen. Tell me about
insane. That many volcanoes, what does that tell you? Something's going on.
That tells me a lot that's going on.
So it's not good in this process, what we're doing. But they'll put something in front of you and then you're distracted on that. You're not paying attention. I'm telling you to pay attention what's going on in the sky right now.
So what do you think is going on in the sky right now?
Oh, I think they're...
Oh no, you froze again. Every time
there's a level that's going to show.
Okay, you just froze. What'd you say, Jen?
There's a level. Let me just see if I can change my internet. That's coming in that we need. Hold on, I'm just going to change internet.
Jen?
There you go.
There you are.
Okay, I switched internet. So anyway, so the whole thing is a distraction. So how, so what's going to happen next? You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to pay attention to these other countries rising up. Rising up against, because people are going to think this is what's going to happen. And all it is Trump's at a point right now. He has to say just a couple key words, and it's going to change overnight. And so we're at that. I think we're at the front door of everything, and it's you can't avoid it no more. It's not going to be avoided. We're going to go forward on this process. That's what's happening. But like I said, if you have to observe things from a distance and look at everything, why it's happening the way it is. It's consistency, and so don't get your emotion tied into it. Don't put your heart into it. Hold back, look at it, look all the way around it, look what it's attached to, because they don't want you to be free. They want you to be enslaved. And I said, once the XRP goes in, there's no coming back from it. They're already lost. And that was not the only thing. Their names, their programs, all that stuff will be eradicated from our books. Will be dismantled. That's what they want. They want their power to be seen of what they did. We are annihilating that. So that's the whole process. That's what I'm saying. Hold the line, pay attention, but do not assume anything right now. Just watch and observe, because you're going to be more pissed off at the end when all this stuff comes out and you played into it, and you're going to be mad at yourself. Like, I should have just listened to my instinct on things. I'm just telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm just observing. I'm like, I'm not making a choice on this situation today. I am like sitting on the outskirts going, I'm not buying it yet. Something's up. Something's coming. That's what I see.
Right. Well, I mean, I definitely think something doesn't feel right because he wasn't protected. That I still can't wrap my head around that. No glass in front of him. No, I mean,
right.
That doesn't.
Especially with all the shootings that were happening, everything. I mean, there was another one down in Texas today. I mean, it's okay. When you're doing public events like this stuff, there's an awareness of things that are happening in the world, and they're like, we're having all these problems. You need to be highly secured, or, red line secured on this. And I don't buy that in the situation. Something's not right yet with me on this whole phase of it. And like I said, it's in the details. Everything's in the details of the information. And once I see the details, then I'll assume, or I'll tune into them. Right now, spiritual's like, look at this and observe it. Don't assume which side it is on yet, because it's not making sense.
Well, it's interesting because we know that the opposition, the cabal, the globalists, whatever you want to call them, they are really ramping up everything, from the media attacking Bobby Kennedy, RFK, right, Jr.
Yep.
And the CDC. I mean, the head of the CDC.
Well, aren't they going after Elon Musk too? Aren't they going after Elon Musk? Because Elon Musk is pulling some stuff right now, and all these other countries are against him right now. I mean, he's not playing around either. And there's so many distractions deliberately. Why? That's the whole thing. So you want to watch Trump's wording very carefully. Whether he says something tonight or later, or just watch their wording, put it in gematria, see what comes up on that situation.
I wanted to ask you about Trump, because, a lot of people are talking about his health and about the bruises that are covered with makeup on his hand. And also, why was he talking to Bill Gates? Why do you think what was that about?
I know exactly what it's about. So
tell me, because I was
he's at the table, right? Yeshua's gonna flip the table, guys. Okay, and the whole thing is he's very good at keeping the enemies very close, which we know Bill Gates is not around. Very close, and showing them right before he takes them down. So that's what that was about. And I guarantee if you looked at key words on that, you would see stuff and put it in gematria, and you would see that. But I'm like, didn't buy it at all. the energy on that table was not friendly. It was a showdown. It was
well, the look on Melania's face, yeah.
It was a chess piece. It was a checkmate. That's the whole thing. I'd be looking for white napkins, anything white, surrendering. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was flip the table. That's what I'm saying. There's no way Gates would ever be seen with Trump and agree to anything.
I mean,
just telling you.
I mean, I hope you're right. I mean, because I mean, and the very next day, Trump posted something on Truth about like there are no good vaccines. So, you know, there's hosting Bill Gates, and then there's no good.
You want to look at the table. You want to look how the table was prepared. What was on the table? See, that's the whole thing there. I got focused on those two. It was as cold as ice in the first place. But I'm sure there's the symbol of what was going on behind. So he keeps them very close, and then all of a sudden he shoots them down. They're not there no more. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about, well, why do you think Charlie Kirk was targeted?
Because he has pissed a lot of people off, especially when it comes to the laws on guns. Okay. So he's a perfect person to use as an example in the situation. So that's the whole thing about it.
A lot of people are just so happy because he was pro-gun and he was killed by a gun. Well, that's so. I just can't understand how. I mean, I just can't understand the lack of empathy and compassion out there. It's still like blows that to me. Yeah, okay.
Organic systems, clones, programs. Look at the whole, here it goes, you know, and I think that whole train situation is showing the NPCs because they didn't respond. They didn't act like a normal human would that would protect that girl in the situation. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There was nothing. There was no, for that to happen again. I'm not sure she's gone either. You guys,
I mean, I hope you're right.
Outside before you put the emotion. We have to see hard evidence on the situation yet. We know we can't trust the media.
Well, that's for sure. Right. We cannot trust the media. Jen, but to me, okay, there's Charlie Kirk's wife was a blonde, right? And then this girl, this blonde was killed on the train. Okay. Do you think that was like a kind of an undercurrent message there too? Do you think there was any way that
I don't feel that's connected?
All right.
I just feel that they're desperate and they're going to try to do what they can. I mean, they got some liberal boot camps and it's just pathetic. So
I do.
Yeah. So the whole process of this is just, like I said, observe things for a while before you assume what's going on, because there's a lot of distractions out there that are trying to get you to narrow in on what they think it is. They want you to follow that. That's the whole thing about the programming. And you need to sit outside the box on this thing and think on your own on this and look at the evidence from head to toe instead of assuming what they're giving you.
So another distraction actually is that 3i, that ship. What are they calling it now? The Atlantic or what? I've heard so many names for it. That ship that's supposedly coming. Like, what's your take on that?
That's a Palladian ship. It's already been here for a long time. They're just showing the evidence of it because they can't hide it no more. They can't keep it disclosed. Now what do you have to do when something like that comes in is the fact that you have to make sure people think it's bad and it's gonna, I think it was NASA. There was something like, or even Harvard got involved and said there's a frequency coming from there, and we got it from the Anunnakis, and they're saying that this ship is bad, and put it in fear. I'm like, no. So now this is what this does. It starts the loosh again. It starts the fear again. It builds up that energy again. And like I said, stay behind the plate of glass and calm.
Right. That's right. Don't give them our loosh. Okay. Like, how do we give us some steps to not give our loosh
Stay out of the
away?
left side of the brain. Stay out of the heart on that when you're looking at something like that, because it's going to react. Now, when you react in fear, it's going to project that out. That's what they want. You have to stay in the right brain on this, looking at it and through it and not attaching to it right now. If you're confused now, 2 weeks, it's going to get worse. So that's the whole thing about this is don't react in fear. Don't just observe things for a while and say, I'm not going to make any opinions for myself of what's going on yet. I'm just going to watch and observe and watch it play out, because it's affecting the whole world of what's going on right now. Like I said, you better be watching what's going on the planet. You better be watching what's going on in the sky. And again, you always want to watch and see what they're doing to the laws. What is being tore down? I smell the IRS.
Oh, okay. Another 3-letter agency. So what are you smelling from the IRS now? Because they all stink in my book. But anyway.
Okay. Well, so the power of that is gone. The power to bees there, they can't push anything, can't do anything. I mean, I had a friend today. She sent me a text and she's like, the IRS sent me something on my phone and they texted me. And I go, bullshit, that ain't the IRS. They're full of crap.
Was it a scam?
Yes, everything on it. You get anything from the text. You know what the reply to that? I told her, just tell them to fuck off. That's a clear view of things. So, yeah, they don't do that. It's not how they perform. That's not how they do things. So it's all a scam. And, at the very last minute, they're going to try to get as much money as they can, whoever they are, what scammer they are. But, yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yes, you're right. Three-eye Atlas. Okay, I'm like 3-eye Atlantic, 3-eye Atlantis.
Yes, exactly.
So it's a Palladian ship, you're saying. Can we just go back to that for a second, Jen? So it's a Palladian ship that's been here for a while.
Right.
Now, do they have any kind of message, or are they hearing, or what is the point of that? What is the veil thinning? Is that another reason why it's being revealed to us? What is the meaning of this at this time? Or is it a distraction?
I think it's a distraction to the T. Yeah.
Okay. So
it's all a distraction. Everything's a distraction.
Right. It's a distraction from us basically connecting to source, our 12-strand DNA.
Talking about massive confusion. If you're going to implement something that needs to be implemented, and you put out massive confusion so no one knows what is going in any direction, that'd be a smart way to do it.
Yeah. So they
keep people occupied.
Do you think it's like Project Bluebeam, that kind of thing, or?
Oh, it could be easily, but I mean, it's all fake stuff. I mean, I don't know how many people are going to buy into the Project Bluebeam anymore on that at all.
So what's real at this point?
What is real? Is 3D real anymore?
What is real anymore? I know you're real. I know I'm real.
I'm just saying. Do we know? Because we don't. It's all coming to a process that we're like, can we feel it anymore or not? That's the whole thing. Sorry, I'm just sharing this. So that's where we're at. What can you do?
I just think I love what you were saying about don't give them our loosh. Let's stay grounded. Let's look up. Let's not get emotional. Right?
Right.
Let's not react. Don't be reactive.
No, don't react to it at all.
Mm-hmm.
This is a time to be an NPC.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're not
saying.
Hey, y'all, we're not NPCs, right?
But you know what I'm saying? This is a time to act like one and not show emotion, not show anything you're triggered by. I'm just telling you that it's like, nope, I'm not going to react to it. I'm not going to put my emotion, not going to put my time, not going to put my energy into it. I just got to observe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it makes the most sense, actually. And
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Like, just stay calm. And I'm just going to stay calm, transmit love and light, work on my shadow, do my shadow work, or whatever that is, whatever the fuck that is.
Because there is going to be another shit show coming. You know,
okay, you know what?
It could change over 12 hours, you know, and that's the whole thing. It's just what's going to be next tomorrow, because you know there's going to be something else. So what's really going on?
Yeah, it's funny because it seems like everything's accelerating. Everything's moving faster. There's more like, that didn't work, so we'll throw this at them. And
but you guys are in fear the way you used to be. Everybody's like, eh.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do?
They want to do this again to us. And
everybody wants, all they want to see is the military on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So they can hold their breath and be happy. They're like, oh, finally. Because they can let their guard down just a little bit and feel like they can take a breath a little bit. That's what they want. Do you want to know what public wants? They want the National Guard in their cities. They want martial law to be seen in the streets.
You know what I want, honestly? I think there are two people in this world. Those who want to be left alone and those people who won't leave the people who want to be left alone. Like, of course, on the first part, and so are you. I would really love having my own garden, be able to like have clean water, do whatever I want, barter, and just write and walk on the beach and do it and have a happy life and not deal with all this fucking stupid shit that we're thrown at all the time. But I think you can achieve some sort of inner peace if you don't react to all this stuff, which is what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Stay behind the plated glass, observe everything. Don't put your emotion in it.
So it's really about controlling your emotions, being zen in the middle of
chaos. Because the loosh is right there waiting for you to react.
Yeah, and we're not looshers.
No.
We're winners. Get it?
You know, and they're digging up what's underneath the Vatican right now. And there's a lot of stuff that's coming to the surface on that, you know. Yeah. And I put that on Facebook the other day and all that stuff too. So everything's being pulled to the surface. That's why we need to be paying attention to other things besides what they're trying to put in front of you. They're trying for you to absorb and put it in front of you. Look outside of all of that. You know,
so don't look here, look there. Don't look here, look there. Kind of thing.
Look at the Schumann residence. It's going off on there. Look how we've been exhausted and tired, and now we're, you know, it's changing. The energy's changing, and everything else too. So something like I said, the Yellow Brick Road, the Golden Age, it's all coming. It's all coming, and that's why I'm saying, look in the sky. Pay attention what's going on.
Well, I'm looking to the sky because I want to connect to consciousness. That's like my deal. Yeah. I'm like, enough of this like bullshit over here and over here and over here. It's like one pile of bullshit, and then there's another pile of bullshit, and then there's another pile of bullshit. You know, let's just look up. I'm like, hey, Jen. Hey.
Exactly. Hey.
Hey.
So, and that's the thing. I mean, tomorrow morning there's going to be another one of a distraction. And the next day, and the next day, until the XRP goes and the green light is hit. And then you all guys will be like, oh my goodness.
So tell me about
everything after this is good. Everything after that, it'll be good.
So you talk about the XRP a lot, but I have questions about that, Jen, honestly, because I mean, is that digital currency, XRP?
Yeah, gold, silver, all of them. I mean, that the whole thing, the XRP holders are the ones that took the risk of putting their money and time into it. Bitcoin is going to go down to the ground and it's not going to come back. So I'm just telling you right now, whatever you got in Bitcoin, you better sell it.
I would never, I mean, my dad had Bitcoin and I got rid of it and it did go up pretty high. But anyway, I'm just glad because I've heard that the people who started it were like the worst
Yes,
possible. They were. Yes. And there's a big mystery about who they are. I'm sure you have an idea. I kind of do too. I'm glad I'm away from that shit.
Right.
Very much.
So, and that's the thing. I mean, after this, you guys really pay attention. And I'm talking about the truthers or whoever. Pay attention right now because they're at a desperate point. Whoever they're paying, what they're doing is going to show very fast. And you got to pay attention to the ones that are going to push fear right now after this. Watch, pay attention. What they want. The ones that are pushing fear right now, those are red flags to show you because we're at the verge of everything collapsing the way it needs to collapse on this process of everything. Interest rates are going to start going down. Even, you know, I've had a couple of people say they're going to refinance everything. So everything's changing. So, and we're not paying attention. And this is the biggest thing. No one's paying attention to the dang dent clock that's telling you everything that's happening right in front of you. No one's paying attention to it. They're just ignoring it. It's all right there.
So what do you think is going to happen?
The green
Everything's going to... The what?
The flip. I think that's already done. All we have is the copy account that's behind the banking system. All they have to do is push the green light to push it forward. It's not the green light that it's gone. It's the green light that to push it forward in the front of the public eye. Once that's done, the control is gone.
Well,
you know, what they have in Washington right now is JAG. JAG's in Washington right now. Tons of JAG. You know what they're doing? They're prosecuting. Who are they prosecuting? Left and right. But the whole process, yeah.
Wait, JAG
is in Washington right now. That's a military tribunals. Okay. Those are the ones that push the law for the military. They are the ones that are in Washington right now. And there's a ton of them there right now. What do you think they're doing? You know, what is going to be replaced? They're going to lock out these attorneys. They're going to lock out these judges. They're not going to be able to access the buildings.
Wow.
It's a takeover.
You know, it's interesting to me that the left is complaining that there, you know, the whole thing with Stephen Colbert and then and how he's like, you know, losing his show. And meanwhile, the right's been censored for the last 4 years. And, but, you know, nobody thought about that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something. This is going to shock the shit out of you guys.
Okay, thank you. Jag is Jag. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Rosie O'Donnell made a deal. And she's playing a part in this whole situation because she was told to. I'm just saying.
That would make sense to me, though.
I'm just like, I'm getting something going on there. Yep.
Interesting. Like, what kind of a deal do you think?
Okay, look at it. She wasn't on that list. I don't think she was on that list. And the thing is, no, she wasn't on the list. She was not on that list, guys. She wasn't on the list. She's on the Trump hate the hell out of Trump, and you know that's the whole thing. We know that she's on that list.
That was ridiculous, but yeah.
You know, the ones they couldn't control, you know, and they used in a certain way, and the way things are provoked in a certain way. I'm not buying it with her. I'm like, something's up. I don't know what deal you made, but I think there's a deal that was made with her. And then she's on the left side, moving them toward a direction too. So I'm not buying it. Something's up with that situation with that one. Because you would have thought that would be one of the first ones to be gone. Like,
right.
So she's another one that I'm like, is she playing a part on this situation? she keeps resurfacing on several situations, provoking certain areas and doing certain things in certain directions. So I'm often wondering about that one.
I think it's interesting that you bring her up because she just went after Ellen DeGeneres, who I think is pure
hell.
Yes. I mean, she's got the Epstein building backdrop thingy and her show.
Right.
She wore the face of the frazzled drip girl.
Yeah, she was the bitch of the cabal.
Yeah, so there's Rosie O'Donnell like slagging her off. So, I mean, I could see where that would make sense. And I have to tell you, I actually have met Rosie O'Donnell before all this happened, before 2016, like maybe in 2014. And she was actually pretty low key and pretty decent person back then. I mean, it's amazing how people have changed in the last, since, 2016, and how our world changed, after COVID. I mean, I just feel like it's a different incarnation after a different incarnation, Right. So, right.
It is. And that's the thing. I mean, you're going to know who worked for the light and who worked for the dark.
Mm-hmm. Well, you always say, Jen, and I always agree with you, and I always feel the same way myself, is that you could either choose the light or choose the darkness. So what's it going to be, right? What are you aligning yourself with?
From the beginning, what did you start with? And are you staying consistently on the path?
Power off.
What was that?
That was a speaker of mine. So, okay. Are you staying consistently on the path that was brought in front of you and staying on that path? That was the whole thing. Or are you just going left because it's the thing to do? It's the phase. Everybody's following that, that whole process. That's what I'm saying. Right now, you guys really watch after this day, this event. It's going to tell you a lot. If they're pushing the fear, you have to ask yourself why and who's paying you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you look outside that whole bubble, that there's other things going on.
I have this phrase, don't be discernmentally challenged. Are you discernmentally challenged? I mean, I think it's really important for us to have tune into our discernment, stay aligned with the light, with God, with the Creator, with Jesus.
Well, you know what I'm going to do, and because I've been at a pretty high level on ChatGPT, some of these questions with Charlie and all that, I'm going to ask on that level and see what they say.
Okay. I've never been on ChatGPT.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some amazing stuff that's coming from it, and it's shocking.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sit back for a while and take it in. It's each individual situation. But I'm all about the verification. So it's been verifying information. So it's good. You just got to get into a certain phase and look at it.
Well, Jen, to me, your information is verified by time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the universe verifies your intel.
Right.
So.
Right.
So what do you think is let's just do a quick breakdown of what's going to happen in the next 6 months. What do you think? Or can you sort of
Oh, yeah, I can. So I think we're going to have a cold winter. That's one thing. And I think it has to do with keeping us in these phases that we're going through. The bank systems they're switching over, and they're going into the XRP. Everything's changing. The whole SWIFT is gone system with that. So where you're going to see the humanity project step in for how you're going to heal, how they're going to treat your body, what you're going to actually, instead of eating poison, you're going to be eating food. So everything has to be changed. I think Walmart's going to be done. I think
Walmart's going to be gone. Why do you say that?
Because they were the worst. They're the one that put the products out there that were the worst. They didn't care. So, I mean, I just the other day was, hearing about all the shrimp that they put out. It's
the Chinese shrimp with the parasite. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the whole process is our food has got to change. The how we cure ourselves and how we fix our body, the doctors already know they're on notice. I mean, everybody that was bought and paid for it, and they got a big old check in their bank account, they know exactly where all that is too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know that they've already started arresting a lot of them. So the whole medical facilities and the medical process is going to be completely dismantled. Then it rings in the process of, okay, we're starting from a clean slate of how we heal ourselves. But most of us right now, you and I and most of us, we don't go to the doctor. We're like, oh, thank you. We'll figure it out on our own. We have the books, we have the knowledge, we have the information to use it. So no one's doing that anymore. So all the more of the naturopathic stuff is being presented more and more in front of you, and you're seeing the result of that. Of the things. So, and it's changing. You don't need the Botox no more. You don't need all that stuff. It's all changing. To heal thyself. Okay. And then the natural way that I was watching, this makes sense. How our body, every line of muscle, every nerve, all of that together has a frequency that moves through our healing process. Okay. So everything about us is energy. So everything that it has a pain, a surge that goes through it, it's like a sciatic nerve that goes into that area when you put attention, and it opens up the cells, and we decide how we're going to heal.
Interesting.
And that's
okay,
the same thing.
I believe you're right.
That's the same thing with cancer. You hear the word cancer, you're telling your body that's death to me. And the cells start to die from just the conscience of thinking that. So that's the whole thing. Everything with the loosh has to do with the way you think. So anyway, our body, and that's the way you have to be careful how you're reacting to your body, what you're telling your body, and how it's going to heal. Okay. You know what's very interesting? This is a subject we're talking about because it's true. Okay. Everybody listens to their body when they're having sex.
That's hilarious, but nobody listens to their body when they're not. That's funny.
But it's true.
That's funny.
Well, you're so in tune to that whole process, right? You're so in tune to that process, right? Every nerve, everything that gets you to that point of that energy that comes in with that, right?
Right. I mean,
if we looked at that.
I remember, Jen.
Right. Actually. Okay. Yeah. I know this fog. Oh, mine's too. It's fog. But anyway, yeah. But what I'm saying, I mean, look at it that way. If you looked at the level of that, what people expect in that process and in that energy, and look at it that way, then you would look at the standards of how you're treating your body, and you're not putting it in that expectation of, oh, this could help heal. I'm not sure. I'm just saying you're sending those nerves out into your brain and telling you what you're not going to do, what you're going to do.
I think you know what, you're right. It's like the universe is mental, so is your body, because you are the universe. The universe is you. It all makes sense in that way.
Right. So if you get into that healing process and you're feeling really good about yourself and that you're satisfied at the top level, you're good, right? And nothing can affect that. It's the same way with, I'll just use the word, the sexual peak that you get up to that point of that Kundalini moment, and everybody is just happy, right? I'm just saying we're looking at things in the wrong way.
Okay.
It's just I think you're right. A male can look at it, and everybody else can look at it the same way. Where are we?
I like that. Except I haven't had whatever. I don't want to go on a dating app. Sorry. Anyway.
You're funny. You should, though. You need to.
I know. You're always telling me.
Yes, exactly.
I wish
Gotta
we
take
lived
a chance
closer,
sometime.
Jen. Because I wish we lived closer.
Yeah. You just have to come out to North Dakota.
I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Exactly. So the whole thing is, how we're looking at everything. So if we change the way we think and process, so our financing is changing, how we heal is changing.
Mm-hmm.
And then that we're not going to take their programs the way we did before. We're not just going to give in to, say, their laws and their process. This is the thing I kept telling everybody. The government or the new council that's coming in, that's going to control the world, has not set the new guidelines. See, when the guidelines are presented, then we know how things are going to adapt, how the change is coming in. And so I think once you give that to society, they're going to know what they need to do, how they can follow, because that's what they want the instructions of this. And they haven't put that out there. And I'm like, where's the damn guidelines? Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, I thought that the Jubilee would be in before the IRS would be down. But it feels like the IRS is going down and then the Jubilee.
You know what I kind of wish, though? I mean, to me, ideally, no government would be the way to go.
Well, it's not going to be a government. It's going to be a council of this world. And that's why the regions are important. And that's the whole thing. People are not understanding. No red pill or blue pill, because it's just going to be a society that works together and does the right thing and takes care of the children.
Like, that to me is like the way to go. Like, we take care of each other, and we have everything is about community.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. And then once people are feeling that way, then they want to give. They want to give their time. They want to give their effort. They want to make someone else feel better about everything. So that's the whole situation that's going on. It's just that Elon Musk was talking about, inner Earth, the inner cities and stuff like that he was exposing, all that stuff. And then, those are the visuals that he showed, is what I've seen in my head many times in the higher realms and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's just interesting, the details and the information. So, you're going to watch your history change. The true information is surfacing and showing you the truth. And those are, at that point, like, I'm just going to be this person that just wants to suck up the information and just watch everything, So I'd rather see that than anything. No.
What a time to be alive, where we actually see truth surfacing, as opposed and like all the lies, like obliterated, and the truth prevails, and like light shines, and humanity becomes what we were always supposed to be all along, the great creator race. And we're connected to our 12-strand DNA, and the children are safe. And what a great world that would be, where we become part of the intergalactic society.
Right.
It would be a really great, beautiful, brand new world. And like, let's go.
Let's go. I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
Me
too.
And literally living in our sovereignty, and that we are understanding. People think they're free, but they're going to understand a new layer of freedom. That's what's changing. And so then, like I said, they're going to be mad, once they realize they weren't free in the way that they thought they were. So things are changing.
Well, I think it's a great thing. I welcome change.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Jen, this is a great show again, as usual. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and your comments. I've been watching them, and yes, property tax is evil. And thank you for letting me know what that ship was called. I still forgot it again, but whatever. Thank you.
Right.
Somebody said it.
So they need to keep their eyes in the sky and their nose to the ground. I'm just telling you. Observe everything around that they want you to pay attention to. And you don't have to be in fear in this process. You just have to stand guard and look and observe.
And you know what? And don't give out your loosh. Send out love and light, and stay human.
Watch the fear process come in now. All the ones that are paid is just going to push it towards another direction and just shut them down.
All right. I think this is all great advice, Jen. Thank you so much.
Yeah, exactly. It's been good.
Yeah.
Got to get you to North Dakota.
I know. I got to come out. You got to come over here to Florida too,
Yeah, we'll figure that out too.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Thanks, Jen. Thanks,
Sounds
everybody,
good.
for watching.
Nice. Stay in the light. Good night.
Good night.